Sometimes it's important to take a break. We need to take a break. Take a break from what? From the everyday things to look at what we're really doing as Muslims. That's why we said we really need to have this program for you and for me to take a break right here on Huda TV. Stay with us because we've got a lot coming up on Take a Break.
I say that the translation has been indirectly influenced with the Israelite narrative.
We haven't faced any problems in our preparations.
You can't call it the wise Hajj. In Egypt, you have a huge amount of initiative going on in terms of developing qualifications in different parts of the system.
Reading helps you gain knowledge, but saving the net doesn't help you at all.
They are all welcome to participate in the discussion and the debate about the development of qualifications.
What types of books our children do or should read?
Join me for further discussion of Focus Point.
Huda, a light in every home.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. You're watching Ask Huda. Quick reminder of our telephone numbers 00202385555 248 or 249. Or if you don't have the chance to call us, you can always send that email at ask, that's ask@huda.tv. Dr. Abdullah's second question, she says, can I let my baby wear clothes with images of animals in it?
For infants and toddlers, it is okay. It's not permissible for grown-up kids. And it is better to avoid anything that has the pictures of complete animals anyway.
Okay, and Sister Sabah from the UAE, she says, what is the difference between the whispers of shaitan and the evil of ourselves?
Great. Both the Prophet ﷺ sought refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from their evil. And we find that the scholars say there is a very interesting mean of differentiating between them. First of all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَإِمَّا يَنزَغَنَّكَ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ نَزْغٌ فَاسْتَعِذْ بِاللَّهِ إِنَّهُ سَمِيعٌ عَلِيمٌ. And another verse, إِنَّهُ هُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. The verse of إِنَّهُ سَمِيعٌ عَلِيمٌ is 200 of Surah Al-A'raf, and the other one which ends up with إِنَّهُ هُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ in Surah Fussilat. What does it mean? Whenever Satan whispers to you, then seek refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in another verse that إِنَّهُ لَيْسَ لَهُ سُلْطَانٌ عَلَى الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. The Satan does not have any authority on the believers and those righteous ones. Rather, his authority is on his followers, the weak ones, the sinners.
Yes.
In addition to the verses by the last couple of chapters of the Quran, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us to seek refuge from certain things. He said, وَمِن شَرِّ الْوَسْوَاسِ الْخَنَّاسِ. We seek refuge with Allah from the evil of al-waswas al-khannas. Satan is described in this verse with two traits. And these two traits are very important for us in order to understand the nature of Satan's. Waswas, constantly whispering. Yanzagh, yuwaswas, fine. That's his task. إِنَّهُ يَرَاكُمْ هُوَ قَبِيلُهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا تَرَوْنَهُمْ. And that's why they whisper and we cannot see them. They can see us but we cannot see them. But the most interesting part is the second trait, which is inseparable from the first trait, which is al-waswas al-khannas. Khannas, a shaitan is very weak. إِنَّ كَيْدَ الشَّيْطَانِ كَانَ ضَعِيفًا. Indeed, the plots of Satan is very weak. So that's why once you seek refuge with Allah, he runs away. He cannot stand the mention of the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or seek a refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or reciting a verse from the Quran. So it is very easy to defeat a shaitan. We have the lengthy hadith, which we don't have time to repeat it over again, of Abu Huraira, who was taught by Satan how to defeat him. He said that, when he came to steal from the charity 3 times, and he said, in the last time, if you let me go, I will teach you something. That whenever you go to sleep, recite Ayatul Kursi. You shall receive a protection until the morning. No Satan can come near to you. And if you recite it in the morning, you will have a protection until the evening. The Prophet ﷺ said to Abu Huraira, صَدَقَكَ وَهُوَ كَذُوب. He has spoken the truth even though he is a liar himself. That's a shaitan. He's teaching us, you need a protection? Recite Ayatul Kursi in the evening and in the morning before you go to sleep. Seek refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And anger, a shaitan is the main cause of anger, and that's why Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that I know one statement, if this person who is angry or to say it, it will relieve him from his anger, which is أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered us whenever we come to recite the Quran, فإذا قرأت القرآن فاستعذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Okay. So the summary of that, a shaitan is very weak. Yes, we cannot see him. He's constantly whispering, but he is very weak. Once you say أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, he disappears. But the evil of ourselves, once it builds up until it becomes a will or a azima, it is very difficult to resist. For instance, whenever you have a tendency to commit an evil, and you say, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, and that evil thought departs your mind and it goes away, that was from a shaitan. Because the main whisperer, the main cause is gone.
Yes.
But when you keep saying, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, and you're still having this date with the girl, or still drinking, then a shaitan have nothing to do with that. It is the evil within oneself. And that's why Imra'atul Aziz said, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala quoted her saying في Surah Yusuf, وَمَا أُبَرِّئُ نَفْسِي إِنَّ النَّفْسَ لَأَمَّارَةٌ بِالسُّوءِ إِلَّا مَا رَحِمَ رَبِّي إِنَّ رَبِّي غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Oneself is inclined into evil by nature, except for those whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala covers with mercy. And that's why we should ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala constantly to protect us against the whispers of a shaitan and the evil within ourselves.
Jazakallah khair, Doctor. We have Brother Mahmoud from Qatar. Assalamu alaikum. Brother, you're live on Ask Huda. Your questions, please.
Yes, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Just wanted to ask you one question. And I've recently relocated from...
Brother Mahmoud, can you please raise your voice a bit, please?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, I've recently moved from the West with the idea of coming to a Muslim country. And after being here for a few months, my ideals of the picture I had has actually been squashed from the way people act, and I'm not really happy here. You know, at work as well. So I'm contemplating on going back to the West, but I'm not happy to go there as well. So I don't know if you have any advice.
Okay, I got the picture, Brother Mahmoud. Jazakallah khair. That's Brother Mahmoud there from Qatar. We also have Brother Abdul Rauf from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Mohamed Salah and Brother Fuad.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother, before you go ahead, can you please turn the level of the volume of your television set down, please?
Yeah, I'm doing that. Dr. Salah, my first question is, I wanted to know...
you didn't do it yet.
Wiping on
I can hear myself on your TV.
Is prohibited, or is it a serious sin?
Can you repeat the question, please?
I was told by one of my friends, it is so serious that if you are wiping on your neck during the ablution as if you have cut your neck by the sword.
Okay.
And my second question is, when we take a normal shower, and then do we have to put on our clothes before making the ablution, or we can just make ablution in the same state? Okay.
Okay, Jazakallah khair, Brother Abdul Rauf there from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Uthman, her third question was authentic statements about Manazil and Jundul Arsh.
There is no sound reference to such thing, and I guess many of the callers, including one sister from Saudi who wanted to actually quote this kind of dua or invocation, and who stated that it has no reference in our deen. And please, there is a lot of invocations which are sound that have been invoked by the Prophet ﷺ. He taught us or he instructed his companions to supplicate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with. So why do we abandon all of the good and sound references, and we tend to adopt something that has no reference whatsoever, and it may contain some phrases which would oppose the main concept of our Sharia. We should not confuse what's cultural with what's religious. Meaning, with regards to the ibadat, all the ibadat tawqifiyya, prayers, fasting, dua, certain recitation, these are all instructed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and explained in details by His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If somebody wants to invoke Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by any dua, he wants to buy a new Mercedes, and he keeps saying, oh Allah, give me a 600. And he keeps asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give him a car. That's fine. But to prescribe a dua in a book and say, if you invoke Allah with this dua 3 times before you go to sleep, you get up in the morning and you find a car parking before your house, that's not permissible. In order to reach to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is only one way, which is through what He instructed us to do.
Yes. Jazakallah khair. We have Brother Hussein from Qatar. A lot of calls from today from Qatar, mashallah. Assalamu alaikum, brother. You're live on Ask Huda. Your questions, please.
Hello, assalamu alaikum, sir.
Go ahead.
Hello, assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum
assalam. Assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I have a daughter. She's 1 month old.
Can you please turn down the volume of your television set, please?
What about the khatna for the daughter or woman? I don't know.
What is the Brother Hussein? Can you repeat the question?
Khatna.
Okay.
They are saying it's like a man.
Okay.
They are saying we want to make khatna for the woman, daughter also.
Okay. Okay.
What about the? I don't know if it's right or wrong.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jazakallah khair. Brother Hussein there from Qatar. We also have Brother Ali from Oman. Assalamu alaikum, brother. You're live on Ask Huda. Your questions, please.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh Salah.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Brother Ali.
First of all, I would like to praise Allah and then people like Sheikh Salah, from who we learn a lot about our religion.
MashaAllah.
We all praise Allah alone. Alhamdulillahi wahda. Jazakallah khair.
Second, my request to Sheikh Salah is that my son is very sick and he is under treatment in USA. I would request a special prayer for him, and if Sheikh Salah can tell us what ayahs from Quran to pray for him.
Okay.
Okay.
And my second question is that we have been taking out some sidqa for our son, and twice my wife has given to a non-Muslim lady who's a worker in my brother's house. Is this jaiz or not?
Okay.
Thank you very much, brother.
Barakallah
and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all.
Thank you very
Brother
much.
Ali, أسأل الله العظيم رب العرش العظيم أن يشفي ابنك. I ask Allah the Great, the Lord of the Great Throne, to cure your son, to give him a quick recovery. شفاه الله وعافاه. اللهم رب الناس أذهب الباس اشفيه أنت الشافي لا شفاء إلا شفاءك شفاء لا يغادر سقما. And if you can leave, not necessarily your phone number, or at least tell us in which state and hospital is your son, perhaps I'll be able to visit him in a few days, inshallah, if it is possible. Jazakallahu khair.
Jazakallah khair, Doctor. We have Brother Ayman from Egypt. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
And let's make this the last phone call,
okay,
because
inshallah.
we have to answer many questions.
Okay, so go ahead, Brother Ayman.
Okay.
Brother Ayman, okay, barakallah fiqh. That's Brother Ayman there from Egypt.
We truly apologize to the callers who would like to give us a call and present their questions, but in order to accommodate all the pending and the backlog questions, we will have to request you to hold your phone calls.
Okay, jazakallah khair. Her third question, she says, that's Sabah from the UAE. She says, how can I decide whether my intention is correct or not?
This is a challenge. It is not something where I can say, okay, run to this pharmacy and take those pills and you will be fine, you will have a good intention the rest of your life. No. This is a matter that we have to prepare before every act.
SubhanAllah.
We have to maintain during the action. Then we have to keep watching for it even after we finish. I mentioned these 3 stages before repeatedly. So once again, before doing anything, I have to prepare an intention. Why am I doing that? visiting any person, for instance, why am I doing that? If it is for the sake of Allah, the reward is guaranteed. Or is it simply because he visited me once and I'm paying him back so that we're even? Then you got your reward. This is the worldly reward. So imagine the reward of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala compared to any worldly insignificant reward. That would really make your intention, or you would really struggle to make your intention pure. And remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَهُونَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ يُرَاءُونَ وَيَمْنَعُونَ الْمَعُونَ. Especially if it was a good deed or an act of worship and somebody is doing it in order to please Allah and fulfill his duty towards Allah, meanwhile in order to please people or whatever, then the whole act will be rejected. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the hadith, أَنَا أَغْنَى الشُّرَكَاءِ عَنِ الشِّرْكِ بِي مَنْ أَشْرَكَ بِي شَيْئًا تَرَكْتُهُ وَشِرْكُهُ. So this is very serious. And the risk of associating others with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in any deed would ruin the deed, definitely, no doubt. So this is very important to maintain during every act that we do.
Okay, Jazakallah khair, Doctor. Sister Subia has a question here. She's also from the UAE. She says, is lethal injection permissible in Islam?
No, definitely it is not permissible. It is not permissible to, obviously she was talking about giving somebody rest, what they call it in the West. You know, expedite his death because they're suffering of the pain or cancer. No, that's not permissible. No one is allowed to take the life that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala maintained except for al-qasas, which is equality in punishment. لا يحل دم امرئ مسلم إلا بإحدى ثلاث. It is not permissible except for 3 occasions. All of them are punishment or hudud.
Yes.
But somebody who's sick and who's struggling, you know, when somebody was on the battlefield and he fought and he killed himself because of the suffering of the pain of his injury, and Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said he's in fire. It is not permissible to take your own life nor take the life of others without a just cause. Wallahu a'lam.
Okay, and her second question, she says, at what age is one considered responsible for his beliefs
and
action?
Puberty. Age of puberty. And that is determined in boys and girls by either some of those symptoms such as experiencing wet dreams for boys or girls. For girls, obviously the menstruation, which may appear at the age of 9, 10, 11. Nowadays, kids are getting grown up because of the advancement of knowledge and technology and the facilities we have. They grow up quicker and faster. We've seen, for instance, me myself experience, I've seen that my colleagues delivered a girl who was 9 years old in the States. So she bore a child, she conceived and she bore a child and she delivered at this age, you can imagine. So the most important signs are those physiological signs. The period for a girl, either wet dream for either boys or girls, or if they do not experience any, then there are some physical or physiological signs such as deepening the voice for a boy, growing the pubic hair, etc. If none of that and they do not experience, then the fuqaha have various opinions. Some they say the age of 15, for instance, is the final age. If they do not see any of those signs, a child will be judged as grown up. Before this age, before the puberty age or experiencing any of those signs of puberty, the person is not responsible. As the Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith, رُفِعَ الْقَلَمُ عَنْ ثَلَاث. One of them is وَالصَّبِيُّ حَتَّى يَبْلُغ, and a child or a youngster until he or she reaches the age of puberty.
Okay, and her third question, she says, we learned that anger wipes away good deeds. What does this mean? The feeling of anger or
I cannot find such reference to this statement. Yes, anger is dispraised, is cursed, and the Prophet ﷺ in numerous hadith advised us, such as in the sound hadith by Bukhari when Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, narrated that a man came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, Ya Rasulullah, advise me. He said, La taghdab. He said, advise me. He said, La taghdab. And third time he said likewise, La taghdab, don't get angry. And the explanation of this hadith, you can find it in Jami' al-Ulum al-Hikam for Ibn Rajab. Wonderful, wonderful explanation that the whole ummah has to learn. It's not that don't get angry and that's it, no meaning. Do not undertake the means which will cause you to get angry. Then in case that you get angry, you need to learn how to control your anger. As the Prophet ﷺ said, لَيْسَ الشَّدِيدُ بِالصُّرَعَةِ إِنَّمَا الشَّدِيدُ الَّذِي يَمْلِكُ نَفْسَهُ عِنْدَ الْغَضَبِ. That the powerful one is the one who can control and suppress his anger whenever he's angry. So, and Nabi ﷺ also said that amongst those whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless and please, one who is controlling or suppressing his anger while he is capable to release it by hurting others. And في Surah Al-Imran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned among the traits of Al-Muttaqeen, whom were promised with paradise and forgiveness. He said, وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ. And those who suppress their anger, they control their temper, and they pardon people. So anger is dispraised, especially acting upon it. It is recommended to avoid it. It is recommended unless if it is for the sake of Allah, like somebody who's violating the hudud of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Somebody is doing something that is very evil. We should get angry, but we should not say but the truth. We should not make any remark that would displease Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or hurt others. And we should not act upon it as well. And if somebody is angry for personal reasons, then he is admired. And he is commanded to control his temper, and to experience patience, and to expect a reward in that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in this verse of Surah Al-Imran, وَسَارِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ وَجَنَّةٍ عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ أُعِدَّتْ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Among is the list of Al-Muttaqeen, وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ.
Okay, Jazakallah khair, Doctor, for being with us once again here on Ask Huda. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to preserve you and bless you, inshallah. All the viewers who didn't have the chance to call in, you can still send that email at ask, that's ask@huda.tv, and we'd like to say a special Jazakallah khair to all the viewers who've been supporting Ask Huda and all the other programs here on Huda TV. And for those who would like to, you can write to us at support@huda.tv. And don't forget, you can be an active member of Huda TV. Just sign into our website, www.huda.tv. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
If my love is attached to thee, then from sins I will be free. Each time my heart will beat, your name will resound with heat. Allah is my heart's speech, your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance. Help me in my quest, permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest, permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest, permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest, permit me to pass the ultimate test.